This is a case where I'm going to try to make lemonade out of lemons. I had this 8-inch clear or transparent red circle that I fused on clear in my kiln, and I was going to slump it onto a Christmas platter. And when I pulled it out of the kiln, I realized that I had kiln crumbs all over the lid, or all over the glass. The lid had released some debris. So I've never done this fix before, but I've heard that you should just take a Dremel and kind of Dremel out where the debris fell, and then put clear frit, I assume powder, to try to heal it, go back to a full fuse in the kiln and try to heal it, which is exactly what I intend to do. So you can see where I took the Dremel and hit those spots to get it smooth again. And now I'm gonna put clear frit on, but with a twist. So I know this sounds weird, but I often dream about glass. And so I had an idea that in addition to some clear frit, what if I also put irid frit on there? Some of the new newer Bullseye clear irid rainbow frit, just to kind of see what would happen. So I'm gonna take my clear here, this is crystal clear from Bullseye, and just use a little tool to try to do a dusting, and I'll heavy up a little bit in some of those spots where I had taken the Dremel. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but I thought I would just take you along on the learning journey as I try to explore. Okay, so now that I've heavied up in those areas, I'm just going to do a light dusting of this crystal clear powder frit all over the piece. Got it raised up here, so there's going to be a little bit of frit that falls off the side. That's okay. I'm wearing gloves so that I don't get any oil from my hands on the clean glass that I just worked to try to get cleaned up. You're just looking for a fine layer of crystal clear powder. And then we're going to try this rainbow irid. Now I bought this rainbow irid frit, but I really haven't used it. So I've read that it's kind of hard to see it sometimes. So I'm not sure how thick to put it on, honestly. We're going to learn a little bit together as we go. And this is not powder, this is the fine frit. And in order to try to get an even application, you know, we glass artists have a lot of little tricks and tips, don't we? So this is an electric toothbrush I'm gonna turn on and it vibrates. And I'm thinking if I hold, yep, look. So I'm holding it on there, and now this frit is falling in a relatively continuous and even pattern. So what I'm gonna do is I'm really just gonna pepper the top of this with this clear frit. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see any of this in the video, but I'm having fun. And I'm gonna put this in the kiln and take it up to a full fuse. I'll post my schedule for what that is, but you know, somewhere in that neighborhood of 1475, 1485, 1490, something like that. I'll just go back to whatever works. I just simply can't remember off the top of my head. All right, I'm really not sure how much of this to apply in order to get any kind of effect. What I'm hoping is that this gives the red just a little bit of sparkle, and that rainbow irid kind of comes through and gives a little bit of a sparkly effect. And if it doesn't, well then I guess I'll figure something else out. Never refuse to refuse, right? So I'll wrap this up here, put it in the kiln, and then we'll pull it out and see how it looks. Okay, here it is. So the good news is that the spots that I treated with the Dremel and then filled in with frit healed perfectly. You have no idea where they are. The irid frit, excuse me, that I used, I don't know if you can even see this on the video. I'll try to catch reflection and light. It's there, it's subtle. It's probably more subtle than I would have liked, and I think I probably needed to use 3 or 4 times as much as I ended up using. So this was a good learning. I guess I could put more frit on it and fire it again, but while I said never refuse to refuse, in this case I am, because it doesn't bother me the way it is. Could it be better? Sure. Do I want to risk another firing in the kiln and have something go wrong? No. So I'm just moving on. And I've got this great Christmas plate mold. So I'm going to slump this red transparent down into that Ho 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 mold and show you the finished results in a bit. Okay, so I pulled it out of the kiln and here's the finished product. You know, I probably should have used a better color choice because the pattern, let's see if I turn it over, you can probably see it okay. It's the chevron pattern with Ho 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 in the middle. You can see it obviously pretty well on the back of the plate, but on the front of the plate, it just doesn't come through. There's a little bit of texture, but not enough. When you hold it up to the light, you can see okay, but you know, who holds a plate up to the light very often? So here's the thing, you know, I'm trying to look for the silver lining in all of this. Still, this is a decent plate, and I may still try to sell it perhaps at a discount. So I learned a couple things. First and foremost, color choice on something like that mold is important. I'm gonna have to go very clear or maybe a very light tint. Maybe I can decorate the plate with other, you know, other embellishments to give it some holiday flair. I learned that I can successfully Dremel out some Kiln Crumbs that fall, sprinkle it with clear frit, and refire, and that worked well. I learned that if I want to use that rainbow irid clear frit on something like this, I just probably need to use a lot more of it. It's there, it's noticeable, but if I really wanted a big impact, I need to use more of it. But I used the mold for the first time and it looked like it was, you know, from a technical standpoint, a success, even if it didn't have the right colors that I was looking for, the right impact I was looking for. So thanks for coming along on the creative and learning journey with me.